It's a podcast because it's funny.
The whole thing.
And I fucking love it.
Rated 5.
Hi, I'm Fitz. I hate my subs.
I am Fitz. I'm very important.
Doesn't sound like me at all, to be honest. Sorry about that.
I put solid pieces of wood in my shoes to make me look taller, when in reality I'm shorter than Swagger.
Bring that up.
He loves his platformers, man.
I guess I'll live with it. Yeah, I've got such an ego complex that I stand on a platform next to you guys whenever we're in photos, whenever we're on film. I'm like, you know who does that? Tom Cruise in movies. They put him on like.
Wait,
a
what? No way.
Really? Yeah, Tom Cruise is
He's my height.
5'6". No, he's 5'6". That's a lie.
Wait,
It's a
what?
lie.
Wait, he's shorter! He's shorter than Tom
There
Cruise!
you go.
If you look it up, it says 5'8", but he's actually 5'6".
Wait, so you're telling me
Really?
Forrest Gump
Yeah.
is shorter than Swagger?
That's Tom Hanks.
That's Tom Hanks.
Wait, Forrest Gump is Tom Hanks?
Oh shit.
That's fucking Tom Hanks.
Oh, my bad.
We're talking about Tom Cruise, aka Mission Impossible, aka Jerry Maguire, aka Scientology Andy.
Yeah, such an accurate Andy.
Anyway, rated 5 stars on iTunes by Rocky ASAP. He says, "This is not an appropriate podcast for my child."
Not at all.
Good thing he's dead.
Oh, that's...
Thank you, Rocky ASAP. Glad to know that you're a supporter of the show.
Sorry for your loss.
I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Anna Thrace, aka Matt.
What it do?
Code McCreamy and Item Shop, Jay.
Aww, this guy. Look at this guy. What's up, man? What's up, D-Rock?
Tin Can, Swagger Souls, the man.
Hey, how are you?
Ambiguously sexual Toby.
I'm stuck in the closet.
We're trying to get him out there for months. He can't find his way. He insists that he can find his way out. He insists that he's not in the closet at all half the time. But there he is, nonetheless.
There's fucking lions and shit in here. There's a queen.
Real white queen.
Man. And also, of course, Bald Man Mason, aka Zuckles, is also on the show. Are you okay with me introducing you as Bald Man Mason every time? Because I'm just going to do it until your hair grows back.
Here's half bald Mason. Oh, he shaved it again.
He fucking snips it off again.
I wanted to trim it like the other day.
Yeah, I had a fucking conversation with him. Every time he gets baked, he's like, "Frickin' I'll give my hair a trim." And I'm looking at his fucking head and it's fuzz. No one would expect it at all.
I should get my own feature suit in Toy Story. The live action version.
That's so Wait, is it the kid who, like, destroys
Yeah,
It's like the skunk guy. It's like he's from like...
links to shit.
That actually is kind of you in a lot of ways. That does remind me of you a lot.
Did you ever do shit like that to your toys, Mason? Just like mutilate them and shit and blow them up?
Nah, bro. I was a guardian of my toys. Like, my brother broke my Rey Mysterio foot once, and I ran out and started swinging at him with it.
Is it Rey Mysterio WWE wrestler?
Yeah. Rey Mysterio 619. Me and Cody were legit running out in the fucking court, and I was chasing doing laps. This was out the front, and we're like in the neighborhood. Chasing him with Rey Mysterio. Fucking broke.
How old were you?
Like,
They took the bait.
20?
8 or 10.
Look, yeah, this is last week. I know what you're talking about.
This is last weekend. If you haven't been keeping up with the world of the Misfits, 5 of us just moved into a house, not me. This is your second week. Last week I asked if you hated each other yet. Do you hate each other now?
We're getting into that.
Yeah, soon it'll all be over. Well, that's about it.
It's actually been so nice.
It hasn't been bad.
We sat down and edited the group video together. It was really
Oh yeah, it was really wholesome.
Right.
Like all everyone like added their own like twist to it and shit, and it turned out like really well in post.
Because it's really interesting. This is the part that I didn't think like through when we were getting house together. Is that there's pretty much 5 editors in a house. That
four editors in a house.
yeah. Oh, that's right. You don't edit your own videos, but like regardless, like we all have an input into like group content. Like, the production value in like the group channel is just going to be way higher than our own individual. And even then, when we're making our own individual content, I can just fucking call them all in and be like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And then they can take the wheels and edit and take shit out and put shit in, and it'll just make for a better video.
It is a huge positive.
Yeah.
The video, by the way, is going to be very well. It's going to be very easy.
as fuck.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, look up Misfits on YouTube. It's one of the top
All
results.
friendlies have been neutralized.
Go subscribe to that channel because there's going to be more stuff. Yeah, kind of nuts.
Yeah, what are we doing for the 300K special on the Misfits? Misfits channel.
300K specials.
300.
So
We're gonna hit it in like 3 hours.
Smargo is the kind of guy who likes making a special for every little milestone. Swagger's currently working on his 2.1 million subscriber special and his 2.2.
I have a 2 mil special. It's in the oven. It's still in the concept stage. But hopefully when we have internet, I'll be able to fucking sit that in.
Yeah, for sure. What else? What's been going on this week? I feel left out once again, although I am coming to visit this weekend, which will be awesome. So fill me in on what's been happening.
We fucking Christmas tree. We got a nice little Christmas tree. Little and huge, 14 feet.
Oh, it's
Drone to locate a
Yeah.
bomb.
that was probably Ryan's doing, wasn't it? Ryan
Yeah,
wanted that big one?
he's the one that he wanted to get the bigger one. He wanted to get one that was 10 years old, and we were about to buy it. It was going to be like $2
Drone has
grand.
located a
And
bomb.
then we were like, yeah, we can't fucking fit that through the front door, and we can't even fit that through the sliding glass door in the back. So how the fuck are we going to get this into the house? So we just opted for the second biggest
Diffuser
tree.
is now secure.
There was
Op 4
the fucking
neutralized. Mission
the
successful.
owner, because we went with our friend Joel, and we drove up this hill, and we almost ran over these baby saplings, and it didn't occur to us that we weren't allowed to drive up the hill until a guy ran up the hill going, "Oi, what the fuck are you doing? Who told you that you can come up this fucking hill?" And we're just there like, yeah, he was fucking,
Wait, really?
yeah, he was really mad. And then,
Oh yeah, crushing those little baby trees.
wait, look, we didn't.
actually
No,
crushed
we didn't. We didn't run over any of the saplings. We were like 10 feet away from the saplings, but we didn't actually run them over. And we're like, oh, we're gonna get an earful from this fucking guy that works at a fucking tree place, and then
It's like
this
drifting and
fucking
shit.
yeah, this fucking guy rides down the hill at this fucking ATV, fucking wheeling down the hill.
It was
fucking
going so
stops.
fast with no helmet.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs
He
protected.
did like 3
Op 4
burnouts.
eliminated.
It leaked the big skids.
Yeah, he was a
Splitting his
fucking
mouth.
yeah, he was a fucking legend. He was like, "What's up, boys? You want a tree?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then we explained that we didn't want to get that tree because it was too big. And so Ryan just goes, "Yeah, where's your second largest tree?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, right down
They
there."
quoted us like $2 grand for that first big tree we saw. We literally went to try to
10
find
years
the
old.
biggest fucking
Yeah.
tree there. I was like 10 years old or some shit. And we're like, how much is this one? He's like, about $2 grand. And it's like, okay, where's your second largest tree?
How much of the second smaller tree?
Oh, I think it's only like
No, it was-
$500 in all
it was
with like
300.
towing and shit.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
think
it
it's
just cost us like
300
500
$300
overall, just like towing it and shit like all that.
Yeah. Well, we didn't knock it over. We
I was the only one home, and I was sitting. We have like an upstairs bed that has a balcony, and you can like look down into the main living space. And I was sitting on the couch upstairs, and in the corner of my eye, I just see the tree slowly falling down. I was like, "Oh shit!" I look over, and it falls down, and it lands where the printer is, and pushes the printer like inches off, falling off the cabinets, and it was
Oh.
just a fucking mess.
yeah, knocked the clock off the wall. It was
There was shit
yeah.
everywhere.
But the funny thing is like the night before, like we set it up, we put it in the stand, and then we had it just sitting in the corner. And
I'm
we're
coming.
Like, we're like, yeah, it looks alright. And then someone points out, they're like,
Or I think
yeah,
it's
the tree's, yeah, Toby's like, the tree's kind of tilting a little bit. Maybe we should like move it and just angle it towards the wall, so if it falls over, it just leans against the wall. And we're like, yeah, it's a great idea, and nobody fucking did it. and then tomorrow just fucking timbers over.
Yeah, let's do it. No one fucking does it because they're just so goddamn lazy.
But it wasn't even apparently like Toby. It wasn't loud, right?
No, it made like no noise.
Well, I guess that answers the if the tree falls in a forest question.
And only one ambiguous male sees it. Does it make a noise? Apparently not.
Apparently not.
So, is it back up standing now?
Yeah, we.
I think so, yeah. Knock on wood.
Got covered in pine sap again. Had to rub olive oil on crevices to fucking rinse that
Alright,
shit
no
out.
one wants to hear that.
Yeah, rub olive oil on your crevice.
Greasy Italian
Just
man,
got
just
goosebumps.
olive oil on yourself.
Are you gonna decorate the tree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do it when we do.
Surely I'm the only one who can put the star on the top.
Like Jay was saying, we were originally gonna like spray paint it. We got like all the colors to make it look like the Mystic logo and shit like that. But then we got it set up. We're just like, man, the street's way too gorgeous. I don't want to fucking spray paint this shit.
It's so beautiful.
It's actually so cool to have. Like I've never had a real tree before. I've always like had the fake ones for Christmas. So to have like an actual real tree, like it looks so nice. Yeah. Without any lights on it.
On the first day of Christmas, you look into 25 days of edibles. That's a lot of edibles.
25, the 25th day, it's fucking Christmas, you open it up and it's a fucking LA brownie with the first person on the bag. 1,000 milligrams devil.
10
No,
seconds.
we right there when we got the, it was like a piece, like
5 seconds and counting.
and that was covered in teeth, and
Bomb
what else? It
locations
was
are
covered in like
secure.
resin, teeth, and something else.
Oh, moon rock.
A moon rock, yeah.
No, I wasn't there. Wish I was, but I was.
Ryan had one of those. It was insane.
You're smoking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
They're the ones I had when I was in LA. And I fucking
But you know, I mean, didn't the same shit happen where you got really stoned, you went to Ryan's desk and just started writing shit down, and it was just a bunch of fuck shit that didn't make any sense?
I was sober.
That's even more
Hey,
fun.
what the fuck? I was
Op 4 has located a bomb. You know what to do.
Writing some schizo shit on this fucking
Yeah, it's like Mason. Are these like your tweets for the next month? They're just like random lines of
Be
gibberish.
advised, Op 4 has located a bomb.
Don't read it out, please. Don't read it out.
This was in LA or this was in the house?
This was in the house. This was like 3 days ago.
Oh my god. I saw that Toby, you just tweeted that someone has sent fan mail, the first thing of fan mail.
One friendly
we
remaining.
have a box. Swagger and Ryan went and checked out the PO box today, and
It was a singular box that we opened the Christmas tree.
All friendlies were eliminated.
Sorry,
Mission
like a-
failure.
Yeah, there's like a box over there.
Yeah, we're gonna put all of our fan art under all the fan mail is gonna go into the box.
Make sure to send us boxes though, so we can like we should whenever people send us boxes, we should wrap it up all nice in like Christmas paper and shit,
Yeah.
and then put it under the tree, and then on Christmas we all unbox them.
alright guys listening, go and get your pads and pencils, alright? Pause it, go and grab your pad and pen, and then I'll give you the address. It's PO Box 2041, Brunswick East 3057, Victoria, Australia.
Oh, man, it's gonna be scuffed Christmas. I mean, half of them are just gonna be. I'm actually really looking forward. I've got to be there for when you guys open the presents.
Can you guys get me a fleshlight, please? It's really good and expensive. Thanks.
Mates, hey, everybody.
Hi.
This was podcast.
What was that?
You know,
That was awesome.
I feel like mixing things up every time now.
I love your experimental introductions.
What can I say? Today's episode of the podcast is sponsored by Sophie Hallowell. She rated us 5 stars on iTunes, guys. Wow, this is fantastic. She
Thank you,
said,
Sophie.
Thank you,
I was
Sophie.
listening to this in class, and my teacher said, "Want to play your music to the whole class?" And I just ran. I regret it so much.
Be advised your drone has
Not a bad call there, Sophie. I would not recommend playing this
Thank you,
podcast
caller.
in front of your whole class.
Okay.
I'm joined today by my co-host.
It's not music, but.
Amen.
What'd it do?
That was a bit late, man.
10 seconds before
There,
insertion.
just saying.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, got a lag over here.
Oh my god, the creepy aka Gio.
What's going on?
Toby. Just Toby.
My dad's a doctor.
Secured.
He is, and also joined today by Swagger Souls, aka Eric Vivian Matthews.
Hey, my dad's a rocket scientist.
Tell me about that, Eric. How'd your dad get into being a rocket scientist?
He went to college for rocket science.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah.
How was that?
He graduated with a degree in rocket science, and now he's a rocket scientist.
Get out of town. A rocket scientist?
Yeah.
Well, it's hardly rocket science. I know. What is your... Yeah. Wait, is your dad actually a rocket scientist?
Technically, yes, but he's an engineer.
So good. Good? Awesome. Jay, what does your dad do?
My dad,
Suck a dick for a living!
yeah, I was gonna say that, but I was like, ah, damn it.
No, you beat me to it. What's been going on, you motherfuckers? What's happening in the Misfits household this week?
Work. Doing a lot of work.
Sure, we can say that.
Work?
Last night, though. Last night wasn't work.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, see, I decided that I didn't want to go home for Christmas, so my family was like, hey, well, you know what? We'll just come visit Melbourne for Christmas. I was like, fucking go ahead, come. So they came over, and last night we invited them over for a nice pizza dinner. And
did you clean up first?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was talking to Ryan, and I was like, you know, I bet Mum would take edibles if we offered them. You know, she's always been super anti-drugs with us, but I bet if we offered them, she would take them.
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, 5 minutes after them arriving, Ryan goes, you know, we've got edibles. And Mum was like, oh, well,
how exactly did he pose the question?
I actually think Mum may have brought it up first, because she knows that everyone in the house smokes
She was
weed.
dying for it.
She knows everyone in the house smokes weed, right? And I think she brought it up jokingly.
Yeah, I had smoked a bong 15 minutes before.
She brought it up jokingly, I think, and then I was like, well, I mean, the freezer's filled with edibles. You can have one if you want. And she was like, oh, I mean, it could be interesting. So we're just like, sure, all right, you can have half an edible. We gave Mum half an edible. I think Ollie had half an edible, Danny had half an edible, and Millie had a quarter of an edible.
Right.
So, yeah, that was all of my family that was there. My sister, my brother, his girlfriend, and my mum. So they all took an edible, and then we just sat down and had a dinner.
Yeah.
And during the dinner, Mum was like, I'm not feeling it yet. And she saw a bong, and she was like, what's that? How does that work? And we're like,
give me more.
We were like, it's a bong. And she was like, can I try it? I've never seen one of those. And everyone was like, no, you just had an edible, wait for it to kick in. If you need more, sure, you can go and have a bong. But we'll get someone to show you how it works so that you can see it, but you're not taking it yourself. So, fucking Swagger...
Dude, what the fuck?
Swagger
I
packs a
packed
bong
it,
and then...
And then Matt volunteered, and then Matt ripped the fatty in front of his mom.
Fuck?
That was fun.
So your mom ended up having to turn on the bong?
5 seconds.
No, we didn't let her. We didn't let her. But she...
Yeah, well, she coughed like crazy.
Yeah. She was, by the time the edibles actually kicked in, she was wild. Can I hear an echo right now?
Yeah, it's Matt.
Man, you're all broken right now. You're lagging and your headphones are echoing into your mic right now.
Oh, yeah, it's
Alright,
try not to suck less.
Look,
Yeah, let's try
maybe
that.
try to fix your problem and we'll just keep talking or something, or at the very least, just try to get rid of the echo. Otherwise, we're gonna be all fucked up. Feel me, homie? Alright, spit.
That was gangster. That was fucking gangster right there.
So
This nigga didn't even. Oh, half squad. I hope you die. Fuck him up. Fuck half squad up. Please fuck half squad up.
Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, we're all just chilling on the couch. Matt and Swagger playing Smash, and everyone's kind of just watching them play Smash, and like everyone it hasn't quite hit them yet, and then you just slowly see like Mum, and then everyone else started to laugh out. And then Mum just started laughing her ass off at
Oh, it was
everything.
hysterics. She was in full-blown hysterics laughing. It was funny.
So funny.
It's like my first time doing edibles. Just couldn't stop laughing.
And Ollie and Millie, because we're just like constantly telling her like, Mom, calm down, come on, you're being crazy and stuff. When like everyone at whose house it was, like at the
One friendly remaining. All friendlies were eliminated.
Fucking great.
There was a point where I was in the kitchen, and I was tidying up all the food, and Mum came to help. She was like, alright, what do you want me to do? And I told her what to do. And she, like, just stood there in the kitchen, just laughing for like 10 minutes. And then I was finished tidying up the kitchen, and she goes, did I help? I was like, not really, but it's fine.
Sure.
She's like, okay.
Your best.
And then they sat down, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go and stream. You guys have fun, and you know, you can go home if you want and stuff. And then Mum really wanted to go home. She's like, all right, I think we should just go home now. And Ollie really didn't want to catch an Uber with her in that state, so he was like, no, let's just stay.
People freaked out by it.
I think so. He's like, let's just stay here and and let's just like watch
locate a bomb.
watch shitty TV shows and stuff. So they were watching TV shows, and then apparently they ended up taking an Uber home while they were still stoned because there was no way they were going to wait there for the entire time.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, apparently it was just an Uber ride filled with laughs, which I've experienced many times with you guys.
Yeah.
Nothing really crazy happened. You know, it's not really much of a story, but it's just kind of crazy that my family got high at our house.
Yeah.
It's fucking very on brand.
Yeah. That's wild. I cannot imagine my parents doing that. Wait, so had Ollie and Ollie must have. Ollie smoked. Have you ever done edibles?
Yeah, he did edibles in Amsterdam, but he said that these ones are a lot more intense.
Really?
Yeah, these ones are weird and intense, right? Because one of those edibles is only 35, which is not a lot. Well, maybe that's because I'm just fucked up. But
Well, we had 100 fucking milligrams of THC per edible for the longest time. And we thought that was the fucking standard, but it turns out it's really not.
we're tripping sack.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's the normal dose is like 100 fucking low doses, right? Apparently, like 10 is more like the So, whoops. Yeah. And Millie is. I'm surprised your mom let Millie do it. She's what, 17?
Yeah, Millie's 17, but Millie let Ollie decide because he's a med student, and Ollie was like, no, you can't have any weed. You're doing weed right now. And then Ollie was like, if you insist, you can have a quarter, which is, I actually don't know if she even felt anything.
Right.
Because a quarter is quite a small dosage. So yeah, she had a quarter. Although Matt did go up to the table at one point and he go, who ate half of my edible? And I was like, what do you mean? And I bet it was Millie.
Yeah, I was sitting there debating if I was trying to eat the edible or not, and then they're like, yo, rip this bong, and I'm like, okay, so I did that, and I can't remember what I did after that, maybe like smash or something. And then I come back to my edible and like a quarter's missing from it, I'm like, wait a minute.
Although that might have just been the quarter that Ryan cut her.
Right. Have you talked to your parents like since it happened, or since the night? Like
No,
today,
the only contact I've had is Mum texted me saying, "I hope I didn't bring shame to the family last night. It was so much fun!" Exclamation mark!
Dishonor the family. Dishonor the family.
So she clearly had a good time, which is good.
Yeah.
So I just said, I didn't mind. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
She's brought honor to your family.
Yeah.
Brought
Yeah, it's
ultra
fucking
honor.
hilarious.
That's fantastic.
Think so?
Right.
Yeah.
Just I think my parents are kind of the same, but I think like I don't know. I think my parents are concept anti-drug, but I don't think it's gonna take much to see to be able to not. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I feel like there ain't drugs Yeah, I feel like if my dad, I feel like situation, the fact that she did it while the pregnancy was right.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
I mean, yeah, I think that with the increased legalization of marijuana, it will be more common for, let's say, the next generation. Let's say we're parents, we've got kids who are kind of like young teenagers. We're having a dinner party with other parents. Do you think that smoking weed or taking edibles will become commonplace in some ways, like in small dosages?
with like parties?
Oh, like social,
say,
like
yeah,
drinking and
weed.
something like that? Maybe.
And our kids be like, oh, they're just stoned. Like we would say, oh, our parents are just drunk because they're having a dinner party with friends.
Yeah,
Do you think
probably.
that's the norm?
I think, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with it.
Yeah, as long as we're not railing cocaine or something.
Yeah, yeah. Smoking a bit of meth on Christmas Eve, are we, Timmy?
Mum,
One of those?
when Mum was high, she was talking constantly. She was like, man, I wonder if there's a place in New Zealand where I can get these. And then that night she said, she was like, do you think I could bring these on the plane with me?
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. Not to New Zealand. They've got the dog sniffing, and they will 100%.
Yeah, in New Zealand,
No,
as soon as
wrong.
you arrive,
That's
you get
wrong.
smelled by dogs.
Yeah, dogs sniffed Linus bag. Remember?
They had edibles in them?
No, they didn't. There's
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
they
really
do.
took
These
a
ones-
huge risk
if they're
doing
in the
that.
line,
Taking in
These
food
ones
in New
smell
Zealand
pretty
is...
strong.
Yeah.
No, not New Zealand. It was in the Australian airport.
Oh yeah, well I mean, Australia's a little less strict. I'm telling you that New Zealand is severely strict about bringing in outside foods and drugs into the country.
Increased
And
surveillance
I
on
100%
bombs.
would
Op
not
4 has
recommend
been
doing
A
that.
bomb has been located
What
by
if you bring it in your stomach?
Your stomach's
Don't ever bring food into New Zealand.
Yeah,
It's like for any country you're not supposed to bring food into.
Yeah, but New Zealand's weirdly strict, like super strict about it. Like if you have an apple, you're
They let me bring my Tim Tams, so.
It's because New Zealand has like no predators.
Op 4 has located
Bringing in foods that might have like insects in them or something like that. So like you don't like bring like eggs and shit like that.
Fucking idiot, dude. Which one was it? Who was it?
Because the Kiwi is just a
Of course, it's Bulbasaur, El Bulbasaur.
No one
Fucking.
hunted him, so he's like, fuck this, I'll just get lazy and fat and not be able to fly anymore. So our national animal is living.
Fucking moron.
Useless piece of shit bird. Sorry.
One friendly remaining.
Fuck Kiwis.
Is there like a law? Is there like a law in New Zealand that if you like run over a kiwi or like accidentally hurt it or something, they can't leave to the hospital?
All friendlies
I think
were
it's just called
eliminated.
being a good
Mission
person
failure.
slayer, but you know, it's whatever.
No, I don't know. It's just
Moron.
Oh, you're talking about birds.
I don't think so.
yeah, no, not the fruit, Matt. Did you think we were talking about the fruit?
No, I was talking about the people. No, I was talking about the people.
Matt,
Yeah, if I hit a person on the side of the road, hit a kiwi, should I bring him to a hospital or something? You know?
Is Matt super quiet for anyone else? I hate to bring this up again.
No,
Is
I'm
Matt-
lagging. I have like 500 ping right now. It's fucked right
Okay.
now.
Oh, good. Whatever. We're just gonna deal with it. All right.
I have 500 ping as well.
Yeah, just to preface, we still don't have good internet. That should be in about what 20 days, fucking month.
It's called, a little time called never because you're never getting good internet because Australia is a dog shit country.
All right,
yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right.
Bye bye Australian listeners. That's right. I won't miss you.
No, they must understand that.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Well,
throwing
they-
shit out there. I'm
yeah.
just trying to like throw some wrenches in the works over here. Keep it interesting, all right? Just trying to.
Let's just burn our bridges.
Spicy.
Yeah, just burn
Yeah,
bridges.
fuck you,
know.
Spotify. You might as well do that. Let's say fuck Spotify.
Let's just say a big
Spotify,
fuck you to all our
YouTube.
future sponsors on this podcast. List them one by one. Any of the major podcast sponsors, we just go through a list and say, yo, fuck them, fuck you. No, please sponsor us.
We need new internet. Please sponsor us.
Jay, what were you saying was a law in New Zealand before you got up?
I was just saying, isn't it a law, like, if you break a kiwi's leg or something, like, they break your leg too? Like, the doctors break your leg.
A family of Kiwis comes up to you and breaks your leg.
Yeah.
They get revenge.
Yeah.
Did you ever worry about that when you were a kid? Let's say that there's a insect in your bathroom. Stop. This is a problem. Crush the insect. Spray it. Do what you gotta do. Just get that thing eradicated off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Go back to your bedroom. Snuggle up in the covers. Fuck. One of his friends know the way. One of his friends know.
Yeah.
They come through the little crack in the window in the bathroom, and they come through when I see and beat the shit out of me. You ever think about that when you were a kid?
Dude.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No.
I've been thinking about it the last fucking week. I got into a fucking fist fight with a fucking cockroach when I was editing one of my videos. It was fun. I'm sitting there at my desk, fucking typing away, stoned out of my mind. Had to have had 11 bongs editing the video podcast, which is on the Misfits channel at this point. So our last podcast was a special that was there.
We'll talk about that later. Go on with your cockroach. I want to hear how you punch the cockroach.
Okay, so I'm typing away, having a jolly old fucking grand old time editing, stoned out of my mind, and you know, I just look it up. I'm like, I haven't looked around my room for a while, so let me just scan everything like a robot. So I'm looking around my room, and I look at my white wall, and there's just a giant fucking roach looking at me, and I just go, and so I get up, and I'm like, okay, what's my method of attack? Because it's not going to be my fucking $800 Balenciaga shoes, okay? I'm not getting roach guts on that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm looking around, and I see that I have a giant tissue box, and I'm like, I'll use this. I'll just fucking go up and lean over and smack it. Sure. So
Yeah.
I get up, grab my tissue box, I wind up, and I fucking go to hit it, and it's a glancing blow, and the fucker starts flying towards me. So, he's flying towards me, and my fucking smash throw skills are coming in. I'm ready to fucking up A that motherfucker. I just swing and flurry of fucking punches. She's going, sitting like that, and then the fucking thing goes over, lands on my dresser, and starts crawling along it. And then I grab the tissue box and I, throw it to the side in a panicked flurry of punches. Grab it, and I'm just fucking whacking it on the fucking dresser, and then it's just a pile of dust. And then conveniently, I take the tissue out of the tissue box that's now broken, with fuck, and I scrape his guts and his fucking down the fucking toilet. Fucking roach.
That is a really brutal, like, Mortal Kombat.
That was a hashtag fatality.
Holy shit.
I just imagine when you when you go to kill a cockroach and you get a shoe, he's smashed on the wall. I just imagine this fucking cockroach just pushing back on the shoe. It's like pushing you away, and it just pops its head out the side. It's just like, hey.
I would love an anime fight of a man versus cockroach.
Yeah.
And the cockroach is just super strong.
Yeah, it's just, you're like fucking, it's just pushing it.
You guys ever watched that movie,
No.
Recently? Oh my god, that fucked me up. I was about 8 years old. It's a movie about spiders, but they're big. Alright? Spiders. It's just some big spiders, alright?
How big are we talking?
Now, I can't remember the plot exactly, but I just remember vivid scenes of, like, I think they started out small or something about a toxic barrel, the classic shtick. They eat some radiation shit, and then they start just ganging up on people, and then they start growing, and they're wandering around the streets, and they're fucking big, and they're also big.
Yeah.
And fuck it.
Yeah, it's from the fucking producers of Independence Day and Godzilla. Eight-legged freak.
Well, that's
Here,
a
let me
cool-
load it. It's gonna. Yeah, I'm putting it in the podcast. Yeah, look at that. shit.
I'm pretty sure that Will Smith actually voiced one of the spiders as well, and he's just going, "Oh hell yeah! Oh, that's hot! That's hilarious. Oh my god! Yeah, that's the one, dude. That's terrifying. That's already giving me PTSD.
Yeah.
Look at those spiders.
This fantastic comedy is a shocker.
Oh, it was a comedy.
What do you want for this YouTube rewind? I want Marquise Brownlee and Eight-Legged Freaks.
Oh, dude, I think Freaks fucked me up. Leave a 5-star review down below if you can already. I was not ready.
What fucked you guys up as kids, aside from like parents and stuff?
Parents.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a reoccurring dream when I was really young, and it would happen like every fucking night, where I would wake up in my bedroom, and I would walk into like the guest bedroom, and there would be like a massive dog in there that would bite my wrist and jump out the window with me biting, like pulling me with it, and run around the city, like dragging me around behind it. And I used to have it every single night. I have no idea what it meant.
Really?
Yeah, I had a reoccurring dream when I was a kid.
On the one hand, that sounds terrifying. On the other hand, it sounds kind of magical. It's getting
On the other hand, you've got a dog in there.
On the other hand, it's a dog.
It's a dog, yes.
Explaining it, it actually does sound like it could have been a good dream. But I remember it being scary as fuck.
Yeah, if there was a dog in your wrist, what do we call it, a watchdog?
We'll be right back, folks, with Swagger Souls.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, do you need a shirt? Well, of course you do. You need a shirt, right? Go to Misfits.store and buy yourself a shirt or a hoodie. You get all kinds of colors, and they're all great. This is not a bit. I'm literally just asking you to go to Misfits.store and buy our fucking shirts. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with Swagger Souls here on the Misfits Podcast. He's got some way more jokes, but your Swagger go nuts.
All right, so.
That's all, folks. Good job. That's all.
And this is me being Jimmy Fallon. And the band plays music and sings. Do you guys think that Jimmy Fallon really is faking his laughter?
Yes.
I think Jimmy Fallon does emphasize the funniness.
It's weird.
His only talent is being a hype man for his guests.
I mean, he used to be a comedian, though, and he's quite
talented.
well respected, it seems, by other comics and by people in show business generally. So it's kind of... Do you think everyone in the industry just knows that he's a bit of a hack?
Wait a minute. I think I'm getting him mixed up with the other late night Jimmy.
Kimmel?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Fallon's the guy with the buggy eyes, right?
Fallon's, yeah, the guy who looks a bit like a hammerhead shark and has a,
He's,
you know...
Fallon's the
fucking-
younger looking one. Probably specific.
Yeah, he's younger and he slaps his desk and laughs way too hard at shit that just isn't funny. He kind of eggs the guests on in this kind of unnatural way. It's very odd. It's very odd. It's like he's forgotten what comedy is and had to reprogram it artificially. It's very strange. Hopefully people in the audience know what I'm talking about and I don't just come across as a Jimmy Fallon hating guy right now, but you know, he's not.
I've been watching
Let's,
it so
just,
much.
let's burn another bridge while we're at it. Fuck you, Jimmy Fallon.
Fuck Jimmy
Yeah,
Fallon. We're never going to go late night.
Hey, yeah, you can come on the show if you want, Jimmy. You know, our seat's open for you. You want to come on the Misfits podcast? Everyone tweeted Jimmy Fallon to come on.
No. Why did you say that? Why did you say that? Oh my God!
What have you done?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all
You know who
right.
the best late night talk shows, in my opinion.
Craig
This is ranked
Ferguson.
in order for. Shut up! I was doing
He's
my
the
list.
best.
This is my
He's the
time.
best.
Okay, this is the top three. Craig Ferguson, that was mine. You just stole it. Thank you for that. Graham Norton, just the dynamic of the Graham Norton show is very good. I don't
Yeah.
think he's like that amazing as a host, but the whole like celebrities, three of them mixed matched on the couch getting fucked up. You know, that's fucking hilarious. And then I guess probably the last one would be Conan and that range in my thoughts.
I agree with that.
Wrong. Because everybody knows the #1 best talk show host is Eric Andre.
Well, I wasn't counting him. This is more of a satirical comedy show, but yeah, I mean, I think I honestly would still put him below Craig Ferguson. Eric Andre is pretty cool. Have you seen Craig Ferguson? You guys have that?
Yeah, you put it on for us.
Oh yeah, I should do that compilation of him seducing women.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, his fucking show is amazing. It's just him seducing women.
So good. Yeah. Have you seen the one? I can't even talk about this because anyone who hasn't seen it can't relate. But let's just say there's a episode of Craig Ferguson with Robin Williams, and if you haven't seen it, you should look it up on YouTube because R.I.P. Robin Williams first of all, and second of all, it's just like they're both so wishy that the way they bounce off each other at this like machine gun rate is just insane. So
Yeah,
impressive.
and the cool thing about Craig's show is they don't have pre-interviews. All the other late night shows have pre-interviews. Whereas Craig's one, it's just they go on stage and they just start going.
Wait, what's a pre-interview? Is that where they kind of figure out what they're going to say beforehand?
So, yeah, Conan and Jimmy Fallon and all that, they know all the questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they rehearse the interviews before they do it, whereas Craig doesn't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Craig
Is
just
that like
Craig's his show is just basically him talking to people.
They're shooting the shit, basically, with celebrities.
Yeah,
And it's very relaxed.
it's almost like a
hilarious.
podcast.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's kind of the way all talk shows should be, I guess. But it does take a very special host to be able to pull that off, I think.
Yeah.
Op 4, last stop
Is
standing.
it like just an open secret that it's not a secret at all? Because I mean, it's obvious that it is, but I mean, I guess you can't really keep it a secret. Because every celebrity has to go through the process. Yeah. When you say that, do you mean that they just sit down backstage and?
I don't know exactly how it works,
before?
but I think that they literally just do the entire interview with no audience and then they do it with an audience.
Right.
What about Norm Macdonald's talk show?
Oh, that's good as well, but I guess that's technically a talk show. I don't do it in the same category, but it's fucking funny. Norm's a legend. Norm is a comedy icon, I think.
Yeah.
I liked it when Jimmy Fallon did the pon pon.
Oh yeah, Ninja was on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Hell
I didn't
yeah.
watch that. I saw clips on Twitter. I saw the clip of him doing the pon pon, which was the worst thing.
I got out of my seat and started pon pon.
I did too. Dude, I have to do it for my Papi Chulo.
Yeah,
Got
Papi
it.
Chulo.
Do it all.
El Nina.
El Nino.
Still, despite the cringe of Ninja and Jimmy Fallon doing the pom pom, I do think Ninja is representing the gaming community pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
kind of making steps in the right
He's
direction.
doing a good
as far
job.
as, like, I mean, late night talk show hosts no longer ask, so how do you, well, apart from Ellen, obviously with Ninja, but it seems like we're moving more towards where it's not a question about money, they just acknowledge this kind of celebrities now in some way. I don't think Jimmy Fallon asked them, like, so So how do you do it?
I know he did. He said.
Really?
Actually,
He did
no.
that?
Actually, no. I don't know. Actually, no. What he didn't ask about money. He said. He didn't understand why people watch people playing games, and then just said, well, why do people watch people playing American football?
Oh yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, but I feel like he was asking that just so Ninja could explain it the way that he did, right? I don't think he was asking.
No.
I think he was just catering to like the older audience. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, the people that still watch TV.
There was controversy of Jimmy Fallon like talking shit about people that play games like that. Like, why do people watch?
Was that a while ago? Wasn't that Kimmel?
Yeah. I don't know which one was it.
It was Kimmel. I think yeah.
Isn't it the same? Isn't that the same dude?
No.
Kimmel also got flack for yearly Halloween thing. Do you guys hear about that? Where every year Jimmy Kimmel. No, every year Jimmy Kimmel does this segment on the show around Halloween where he encourages parents to film their kids, telling them that they ate all their Halloween candy. So parents nationwide send clips in of them filming their kids crying and being like, "I'm sorry, I ate all your candy." And the kid's like, "What?" And their whole world's falling apart because this candy is so important because they're children. And it's, you know, and when I was younger, I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, it's funny. And then I was like, wait, this is kind of fucked up. You know, it's encouraging hundreds and thousands of parents to like
make their kids
temporarily traumatize their kids over this thing for internet fame. The parents aren't even in the video most of the time. They're just filming their kids, and it's like, what? So I think he's gonna stop doing it. He did it this year, and he got a whole ton of backlash for it. Finally.
Yeah, let me just give my kids fucking trust issues at a young age for a chance to get on a talk show.
Yeah. I don't. Any kibble. Yeah, the whole filming your kids for social media attention is just
very yikes.
It worked out well for vloggers. Yeah, it worked out well for Daddy of 5.
But I'm not talking about vloggers. We're kind of already talking about vloggers. I'm talking more about just the sort like the Facebook moms who will film their kids doing funny shit, and some of them script shit so they can go viral. And these are just ordinary people who don't have a following. They're just trying to get retweets or Facebook likes or whatever for their little bit of internet fame. I don't know. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of internet fame, you guys are now in the presence of
oh yeah.
Australia's best Twitch stream.
Number one Australian.
Number one in Australia.
So
number one.
Did you watch the whole live stream or what was
yeah,
the deal
Bordy
with
and
that show?
Bordy and I sat in a Discord call because Bordy was nominated for something else, and we just sat there watching the award show. As far as award shows go, it was the first time they've ever done it, so it was a little bit of a clusterfuck. But I really enjoyed the pacing of it. It was really quick. It was just award. It wasn't dragged out like so many award shows are, and it was actually pretty well done.
Right. Wait, was it an actual thing in the stadium or?
It was an event somewhere. It was in Sydney somewhere. I don't know how big it was.
Did it look like an arena, like the kind of not the Grammys level, but that sort of style where there's a stage and hosts and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
People in the crowd.
Yeah, there was a crowd. There was all the people receiving awards, eating dinner, and the round tables. It was cool. But yeah, we get to my category, and I just assumed I lost. Basically,
Who were the competition?
So I was up against Loser Fruit, who I thought was going to win. Pistoli, who's a mate of mine actually. And a couple other people.
Some other irrelevant.
Sorry.
I don't know who they are. So who are you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I think there was a Sims streamer or something. They were just people that I didn't know. But I just assumed that I was going to lose to Loser Fruit because, you know, she's pretty well respected in the Twitch community and she's quite large. So yeah, I wasn't really expecting to win. And it gets to the bit where they reveal the finalists and they show these clips. And my fucking clip was a clip of me in an Overwatch loading screen shaking one of those shaker cup things and not saying a single word. And I realized after I rewatched it that you can hear in the background the host going,
yeah. She's
nice
laughing.
clip.
She's just laughing. Yeah, she's just giggling like, what the fuck is this? And
like
she's just
everyone.
nice clip.
everyone else had like Loser Fruits was like a clip from her vlog addressing the camera. Everyone else was like them talking or doing something cool on stream. And then there was just me shaking a
And the
cup.
winner is.
And I was just laughing about that. And then it's like.
God.
And then they're like, and the winner is Toby on the telly, and I was like, what? And then you just see someone screenshot this because I was in the Twitch chat, and you just see me in the chat just spamming, ha ha ha, because I was like, oh, that's good.
Wow, that's so. I mean, yeah, congrats that you won. Do you get like a physical trophy?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool looking trophy. It's like a geometric, really angled Australia trophy,
Awesome.
and then it's got the Twitch Streamer of the Year on it.
So you're legit streamer of the year in Australia,
Yeah.
even though you're from
Yeah,
New Zealand.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing feat for New Zealander.
So not only did New Zealand win the award, but also they couldn't be bothered finding a clip for you. So
Yeah.
all these professional people before you with all their fancy clips, and then it says, and the winner is G-Sub the Shaker Guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick though.
It's fucking epic.
Yeah, I didn't really care I just assumed I was going to lose, so I didn't really care about it. And then when I won, I was like, this is actually pretty sick. It's actually something I can put on my CV and stuff when I stop doing
100%.
YouTube.
Did you notice an increase in followers at all, or did you not check, or
I haven't checked actually.
how many people were watching the stream?
Like 2,000, I think. It wasn't
2,000, right? That's still more than I expected.
It had more viewers than I expected. Yeah. Because this is the first time they've done it, and it wasn't that well advertised.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
Congratulations.
Epic style, dude. Congrats.
Thank you.
Fucking lit.
Well deserved.
Anything else been happening at the house, boys? Anything want to fill me in on?
Fortnite.
No, every year Jimmy Kimmel does this segment on his show around Halloween where he encourages parents to film their kids telling them that they ate all their Halloween candy. So parents nationwide send clips in of filming their kids crying and being like, I'm sorry, I ate all your candy. And the kid's like, what? And their whole world's falling apart because this candy is so important because they're children. And it's, and when I was younger, I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, it's funny. And then I was like, wait, this is kind of fucked up. It's encouraging hundreds and thousands of parents to
make their kids
temporarily traumatize their kids over this thing for internet fame. The parents aren't even in the video most of the time. They're just filming their kids, and it's like, what? So I think he's got to stop doing it. He did it this year, and he got a whole ton of backlash for it. Finally.
Yeah, let me just give my kids fucking trust issues at a young age for a chance to get on a talk show.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm so tired.
Social media.
My boys want me to get on Fortnite. I don't want to.
It worked out well for Daddy. Yeah, it worked out well for Daddy at 5.
But I'm not talking about vloggers now. We were kind of already talking about vloggers. I'm talking more about just the Facebook moms who will film their kids doing funny shit, and some of them script shit so they can go viral. And these are just ordinary people who don't have a following that are just trying to get like retweets or Facebook likes or whatever for that little bit of internet fame. I don't know. It's so fucking creepy.
Yeah. Speaking of internet fame, you guys are now in the presence of the.
Oh yeah.
Australia's best Twitch streamer.
Number one Australian.
Number one in Australia.
So
number one.
Did you watch the whole live stream or what was
Yeah,
the deal
Bordy
with that show?
Bordy and I sat in the Discord call because Bordy was nominated for something else.
need to
We just
protect
sat
the
there
biohazard
watching the
container.
award show. As far as award shows go, it was the first time they've ever done it, so it was a little bit of a but I really enjoyed the pacing of it. It was really quick. Award. It wasn't dragged out like so many award shows are. It was actually pretty well done.
Right. Wait, was it actually filmed in stadium or?
It was an event somewhere. It was in Sydney somewhere. I don't know how big it was.
But it looked like an arena, like the kind of not the Grammys middle, but that sort of style. There's a stage and hosts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and people in the
multiple
crowd.
hosts.
5 seconds.
Yeah, there was a crowd. There was all the people receiving awards, eating dinner,
Protect
and
the
the
biohazard
round
container
table.
at all
It was cool. It was very, very professionally done, very well done. It was done by a pretty respected company, I think. But yeah, we get to my category, and I just assumed I just
Who are the competition?
so I was up against Loser Fruit, who I thought was going to win. And then a couple other people.
Some other irrelevant guys.
Sorry.
Kidding. I don't know who they are, so whoever you are, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think there was a Sims streamer or something. They were just people that I didn't know. But I just assumed that I was going to lose to Loser Fruit because, you know, she's pretty well respected in the Twitch community and she's quite large. So yeah, I wasn't really expecting to win, and it gets to the bit where they finalists they show these clips, and my fucking clip was a clip of me in an Overwatch loading screen shaking one of those shaker cup things. And not saying a single word. And I realized after I rewatched it that you could hear in the background the host going,
Yeah.
She's nice
laughing.
clip.
She's just laughing. Yeah, she's just giggling like, what the fuck is this? And
Like,
she's just
everyone, everyone else had like Loser Fruits was like a clip from her vlog addressing the camera. Everyone else was like them talking or doing something cool on stream. And then there was just me shaking a
And the
cup.
winner is...
And I was just laughing about that. And then it's like... And then they're like, and the winner is Toby on the telly. And I was like, what? And then you just see someone screenshot this, because I was in the Twitch chat. And you just see me in the chat just spamming, ha ha ha, because I was like,
Wow. That's so... I mean, yeah, congrats that you won. Do you get like a physical trophy?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool looking trophy. It's like a geometric, really angled Australia trophy.
Awesome.
And then it's got the Twitch Streamer of the Year on it.
So you're a legit streamer of the year in Australia,
Yeah.
even though you're from New Zealand.
According
Yeah,
to
that's a pretty amazing
Yeah,
feat for New Zealand.
So not only did New Zealand win the award, but also they couldn't be bothered finding a clip for you. So
yeah.
all these professional people before you with all their fancy clips, and then it says, and the winner is G-Sub the Shaker guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick though.
It's fucking epic.
Yeah, I didn't really care that I just assumed I was going to lose, so I didn't really care about it. And then when I won, I was like, you know, this is actually pretty sick. You know, it's actually it's something I can put on my CV and stuff when I stop.
Oh, 100%. Did you notice an increase in followers at all, or did you not check, or?
I haven't checked actually.
How many people were watching the stream?
Like 4?
3,000, I think. It wasn't
2,000. Right? That's still more than I expected.
It had more viewers than I expected. Yeah. Because this is the first time they've done it, and it wasn't that well advertised.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
Congratulations.
Take out the hostiles.
Fucking lit.
Well deserved.
Anything else been happening at the house, boys? Anything want to fill me in on?
Nothing really.
Everyone's been playing fucking Super Smash Bros.
Oh man, awesome. Good to
Oh,
see
yeah.
you being
Oh,
awesome.
Smash is so much fun.
Everyone's into it now.
Really? On the Switch?
I started playing it last night, and I was like, okay, I can understand why
Last
people are
operator standing.
Right. Interesting. I've never played
But,
this.
yeah, I think everyone in the house enjoys it now. It's a good fuck around game as well.
Yeah, it's good break time.
Did any of you ever watch
10 seconds to
a
go.
web series
Prevent
online
further
back
access
in
to
the day
biohazard
called
container.
Tep Poner or Pure Ownage?
5 seconds
Pure
remaining.
Ponage. Alright, I'm not going to talk about it in that case.
It
but
sounds familiar. It sounds
it
familiar.
was this, what would you call it? Like an independent web series, because this was back in the day when web series were a thing, although it was on YouTube as well. But this is like 2010, maybe earlier. And it's about this gamer. It was a satire, but I didn't actually know this at the time because I was really young. A satire about a game, like a pro gamer who was quote unquote pro. He lived with his mom, and he played like Command and Conquer, and eventually moved into Smash Bros. And was super competitive and like an over-the-top gamer stereotype from 2009.
Yeah.
He wore like a bandana and he was like overweight. Well, not that overweight, but pretty overweight, and lived with his mom and
Blue hair.
And it was you know what the knife thing from Counter-Strike where everybody went fast with a knife. Boom, headshot, boom,
Oh,
headshot.
yeah, that guy.
That guy, that's from that show.
That's all day.
Yeah, that's all day. That's from Pure
Oh,
Ownage.
hey.
Yeah, so shout out to anyone in the audience who's seen that. I don't know why I'm, so on point with the flashbacks as it was on just a flashback. There you go. That's that. I want to talk about something that has been kind of in the news of comedy lately. I don't want to get all serious on you guys, but something's been happening. You guys familiar with a comedian called Namesh Patel? That's his name, right? Indian comedian?
No, I'm not.
So basically,
How do you spell his name?
N-I-M-E-S-H.
Is he an actor?
He might be an actor. I'm not too familiar with him. I only just heard about him because of this news. I don't think he's that well known as a comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
up-and-coming
that
guy.
he was a writer for SNL.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what's up?
Anyway, he's been in the news lately because he got invited to do his act basically. Well known as a comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
up-and-coming
that.
guy.
He was a writer for SNL.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what's up?
Anyway, he's been in the news lately because he got invited to do his act basically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher the story, but I think it was like it was at a college first of all.
Yeah.
And it was I think something about Asian representation at the school or something like that, or Indian. There's obviously in Asia representation at the school, and they got in touch with him because here's a well-known Indian comic. They told him that they were familiar with his work, so they invited him to do an hour. And he's doing his hour, and he's telling some jokes, and it's going pretty well apparently. And then he says this joke where I think it's something along the lines of no one chooses to be gay because no one would choose to be black and gay because no one wants that double added oppression in their life. And that was I put the joke. That's the concept of it.
Yeah, and it was like being a black man. No one chooses that. So obviously being gay is a choice. That was the crux of the joke. You're right.
And it gets a couple laughs and a couple boos, and then these three rookies organizations come up, take the mic out of his hand, or put it out of his hand, and they basically say, hey, we're having some issues with the tech, they have to leave early, so we're going to have to cut your act short. And it's kind of like, he doesn't believe them, obviously. And then they kind of admit that jokes he was saying were offensive and kind of, I don't know, hate speech or whatever. And they tell him basically to leave. And the crowd's kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Most of the crowd is on his side. So it's like, and it's kind of like, okay, like, you guys are wrong. And then they, for some reason, let him have opening remarks where he basically just delivers this 30-second speech.
Friendly, last operator standing.
Lolly to them, and then they're wrong. They can't just hide from everything that they find offensive. It's comedy. You know, all the things you expect a comedian to stand for or believe in. Yeah. And then, in the middle of the speech, they cut his mic and trying to get up the stage and fucking debate. Really? Yeah. So this has been kind of making headlines and shit. And, what goes on? I don't remember which college it was at, but it's big.
Oh, it was a college? Yeah.
Oh, it was a college.
Yeah.
If it was a college, then no fucking wonder.
Don't be a comedian and go to a college.
Comedians in college is like oil and water, dude. That's just fucked. Even for an open mic, I had an interest in doing open mic with a friend of mine in college. But the college I went to, they had like rules for the open mic that if you wanted to tell jokes and like do a comic act, because they would have like tournaments for comedians, and judges would choose the best one, and then they could actually hang out with an actual comedian, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're like going to apply, and they're fucking saying that, oh yeah, make sure you don't have any jokes that mention sexuality or drugs or sex in general or drinking, and I'm like motherfucker, I'm in goddamn college. What jokes are gonna make people laugh? What's gonna relate to people? Drugs, sex, alcohol, and offensive comedy for the most part.
Yeah.
But they cater to that.
Yeah.
And we have to protect our students, kind of thing, which is retarded because they're all adults.
Safe space mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a show in, I can't remember what it's called. It's called The Green Room. They get a bunch of comedians on and they talk with each other for an hour. And they talk about how they don't take any college shows, because any college show that you go to, it doesn't matter how big a comedian you are, they will tell you what you are and aren't allowed to talk about, and it's usually 90% of what your act usually is you're not allowed to talk about.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not that they tend to avoid colleges, but considering that they invited him and said, we're familiar with your jokes and your material, and we like your stuff, please come and do it, Plus, also, I'll just say, colleges apparently pay very fucking well, better than your average venue do.
Interesting.
get invited to a college, the comedian makes a lot of. I think he still got paid. Hopefully, I mean, if you didn't get paid, it's even more fucked up. But I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know. When are we gonna get over this period? And are we gonna get over this period where people just don't understand this?
Yes, the pendulum.
I hope so.
The pendulum will swing.
I hope so.
The pendulum will swing hard.
I mean,
I think what we're gonna see is just comedians just making the most offensive fucking shit they can.
Yeah.
And just putting all that out. I really think they ought to do that because you had like old comedians like George Carlin. That did all the offensive comedy and just all the fuck shit.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be something that's going to come back relatively soon, just in the world of comedy.
Yeah, well, I
People
hope
being
so.
fucked.
I mean, I don't think that the people who get up in arms about it are in the majority. At least I mean, part of what they do that is our audience and the fact that...
Gonna try something new.
We've come...
Never really played Terrorist Hunt before, but we're gonna play it and say, fuck it, why not?
It's all offensive comedy. It's all founded on this idea of, just say... If it's funny, it fucking
again, to everybody, I am in the process of trying to get caught back up on the Misfits podcast.
Actually, you should have said that because recently that has actually affected
My Fits, Swagger Souls, Toby on the telly.
When you hear about these stories,
shit, I forgot the other guy's names. Others' names. Fuck, I just went dumb.
I really just think it's a small vocal minority. Especially in like universities and colleges and stuff.
They're just very
arms about it and shit. So, I mean, I think you're right. I think eventually it'll reach its breaking point, and those people will just be shunned so heavily for having this kind of, I don't know, soft view of, sheltered view of the world. That's like, no one really fucking acts like that anymore.
Yeah.
You'd hope so, at least. You'd think so.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of fucking time passing. To be honest.
Yeah.
People are going to grow up.
I think it's the recent kind of rise of social... Well, I mean, not that social media is that recent, but I think it's kind of come to this T almost recently where people are realizing how powerful they can feel on Twitter, on Facebook, commenting and complaining.
Let me dig through all of Kevin Hart's tweets.
Yeah.
And then get him fucking from not doing the Oscar nomination. Shit like that.
So people are just, they feel like powerful when they're doing this, and... they can actually be effective in the real world, as we're seeing with people like Kevin Hart, the Kevin Hart situation, and countless others where people are digging through all
so
tweets.
scary.
Terrifying. We're fucked. Just saying. If this doesn't, if this doesn't swing the other way, like Swagger said, we're all boned if we want to move out of what we're doing into mainstream, whatever. Because
no, just do it worse. you just go the whole hog, dude. You just fucking double down.
Yeah. Well, it's good that at the same time as kind of people are having complainers and serial safe space promoters are having more power on Twitter. At the same time, independent media is also skyrocketing. So people are running YouTube channels and people are like starting their own shows online. And, they're able to do it without having to rely on someone who might look at an old tweet and be like, "Oh, that's not okay," or kind of monitor what they say or stuff like that. So, who knows, man? I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting next couple of years, or maybe next decade for comedy. And
let's just hope it doesn't get to the point where you can get thrown in jail for telling a joke.
That might be the breaking point. I don't fucking know. I mean,
almost fucking happened. Almost happened to Count Dankula with the fucking pug thing.
Wait, what?
The fucking Nazi pug.
Wait, what? What happened with that?
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
That was a while ago.
Nuh-uh. What was that?
What? You don't know about Count Dankula?
Whoa!
Dude, huge story. English, he's a British guy, right? Or is he
Scottish?
UK, Scottish. I think. Scottish. And so basically, I mean, people in the
eliminate all hostiles.
I mean, a lot of them probably don't know. So basically, this guy makes this internet video on his phone where he's doing a salute and how to respond to things like gas the Jews or stuff like that.
To take the dog on a walk, you go gas the Jews, and then you turn around and walk. The whole excited and stuff. The whole context of that is because his girlfriend was so in love with the dog and was so on about how cute it was, so he was going to turn it into the least cute thing that he could think of, which was a Nazi.
Yeah.
So, he'd go sea-kyle, and the dog would get up on his hind legs and put one arm out, and it was fucking funny.
Yeah,
and,
it's funny, because he acknowledges that Nazis are reprehensible, which is exactly why he's doing it.
Yeah.
So he's doing it. Oh, joke.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's on trial for hate speech in a legitimate court.
What?
And is on the cusp of going to prison. Yeah, it was I actually wasn't as big as it should have been, I think, news-wise.
What country was this in?
I think he got trialed in the UK.
Yeah, it was the UK.
Oh, no, I mean, England. I think he was in England.
Yeah.
Maybe that's wrong. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that
So scary.
we're kind of getting to this point where people are like, just fuck the context. If you're saying something that could be seen as hateful out of context, that's hate speech, and you're breaking the law.
I feel like the most fucked part about it is that it's like someone has to go through that for anything to happen about it. I feel like someone will need to go to prison about a joke for anything to happen.
Well, yeah, someone's got to take the ball, perhaps, in some sense, for
which is
people
so
to actually get
scary.
angry enough to take action against it.
Yeah.
Admittedly, the Count Dankula situation did kind of garner I don't think it caused as much of a fuss as it should. That's a major deal.
No, he got mentions on Twitter from I think it was Ricky Gervais and other comedians. I mean, everyone was like by it.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe it was the Kevin Hart Oscar thing, but I saw Ricky Gervais tweet something recently, which was just, I think he basically said, there's nothing off limits in comedy. Like, there's nothing at all.
Yeah.
You can joke about whatever you want as long as it's a joke. And, we've talked about this before. Fucking with audience probably rolling their eyes and run another tirade about, comedic justice and all that. But it's fucking true.
It's important.
We can't, yeah, it's important. So, hey, at least we can have a voice for it if shit gets like that. And, hell, part of me kind of wants to get in a little bit of trouble, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me that's like, a little media article pops up so I can...
Wall Street Journal, fuck you.
Yeah, I know it's going to be terrible. I know when I look at things like the PewDiePie situation, I don't want that. No one wants that. That's just.
Oh, dude.
But then again, look how well PewDiePie's doing right now too. So
I would crank my Memo-meter to like dial 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would go full on fucking meme.
You say that, but the thing is that they actually do have some power, and it actually can negatively affect your life. Like what happened with PewDiePie and losing his Disney deal. That was huge. That's a huge loss for him.
True.
He lost a lot of money, and in his whole series, and a whole bunch of people worked really hard on that, and all because of this bullshit story. And and that's what I tell myself when I say I hope I get it. Because it sounds fun because
eliminate the
sitting
terrorists.
where we are, you can think, it'd be really easy to fight back against this and all you support us, and part of that stick through, but you don't think about the real life negative consequences that it's actually draining the life, making you
Billy Danke.
what a great future we have.
How the fuck is that title manga time?
I don't know. I mean, drugs aren't necessarily bad.
There's the aspirin company.
3 hostiles remaining.
If you put drugs in there,
Don't jinx it. I like someone to get away
Op
with
4
so
Yeah, but all drug channels get absolutely
yeah, but we didn't show us consuming any drugs. Only you.
I'm only talking about China.
but the title could be anything. I don't know. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's going to be age restricted. Maybe it's going to be locked in this. But fuck it. I think it's worth the risk. It's a fun time.
Worth it. Yeah.
We're not a drug channel. We're just a drug podcast.
Plus, demonetization doesn't seem to really affect views that much anymore, which is, I'm so thankful. Like, my recent age-restricted neighbors will be laughing at this, but fuck it, I think it's worth the risk. It's a funny title.
Worth it. Yeah,
it's worth it.
I love it.
We're not a drug channel. We're just a drug podcast. So.
Plus, demonetization doesn't seem to really affect views that much anymore, which is, I'm so thankful. Like, my recent sponsored video on my second channel was demonetized, and
really,
I was still a number 3 gaming trending in the US, and it's got over 100
Really?
views, so that's all good. So, yeah, admittedly, there were a lot of black jokes and a couple rape jokes in that video, but hey, you know, what are you gonna do? Take my mic away from me and tell me I'm a hate speech promoter? Fuck you. I ain't gonna fuck.
put you in jail.
I'll be in jail. Throw me in a cell. I don't care. Throw me in jail.
You got girl. I don't give a fuck.
No, but we really want to do more of the video podcasts. It was a lot of fun, although I was actually highly anxious during the recording. If you could actually see in the beginning, my hands were shaking like crazy.
No. The only fucking part of me that was on frame in the video podcast was my hands, and I was editing it and looking at all of the footage with my hands, and I was self-conscious about the way I was moving my hands. I was self-conscious about the only thing that I was in on camera was because I was just fiddling my hands because I was on 2 edibles.
You're self-conscious. We had a fucking gimbal circling us like a shark. Alright? Shut the fuck up.
I had the most unflattering angle too. Oh, I hated what.
People don't watch us for our looks, I hope. The games were pretty fucked.
Not anymore after this one, so.
Except for me.
Except for swagger. It's the mystique of swagger that keeps the ladies coming. You know?
Hell yeah.
In more ways than one.
Right.
No, I was highly anxious. I was actually like severely nervous beforehand, and plus I felt the edible kicking in, so I was like, oh no, I might be able to do this, and it's like, you know, and I kind of rushed the intro, and I feel like I was a bit clumsy, but all in all, I think it was pretty funny, and hey, I mean, people
first try.
Sure, it's first try, and people know we're scuffed.
On 2 edibles.
People
Eliminate the terrorist.
Us just being ourselves, I guess, and us learning about it on the way. I think I said something during the podcast, well baked. I said something like, we're unprofessional and we're like awkward, scuffed, but that's also what makes us the most relatable. You know what I mean? I think that kind of rings true. I think that's like one thing I said that hopefully is not too corny. How to prove to it. Because there's too much on YouTube that's just way too professional, way too clean. Let's go there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Kick those new kicks against the wall.
Yeah. So anyway, go check that out. We want to get to a place where we're recording IRL podcasts like that, like video casts every week, probably with a different set and a slightly different setup. We'll see what we can sit along, but that's gonna be dope when we can do that and post them all to YouTube. And just basically kind of fucking common show, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. Not quite an hour, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. So, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. You guys have anything else to talk about?
This is the Friendly Footwear Revere signing off.
All right. Yeah. Well, sorry for missing a week. Sorry for missing a week with the podcast, but it was for the video cast. So check that out on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Misfits and YouTube, which is just Misfits as well.
Wait, what about the merch? Are we plugging that?
We don't actually know how, but there's merch coming, and we'll probably do it in post. So we'll do it in post.
It'll be posted on the Misfits Twitter and the Misfits Instagram. So check it out.
Yeah, we got merch. I'll probably put something in the beginning if we upload this episode, but buy some fucking merch. Get yourself some pre-orders in before Christmas. We got more shit dropping soon. It's popping. It's happening. This has been Logan Paul with Impulsive Podcast, and I'll check you guys out later.
3 hostiles
Bye.
remaining.
What's up, y'all? This is podcast episode 24, and we're here at the New Year's for the podcast. This podcast is rated 5 stars by Patrick Starboy. He says his mayonnaise an instrument. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think the State of the Union calls ideas towards mayonnaise not
I'm
being
joined
an
today by my co-host, Toby. Toby. Jay, aka McCreamy, I'm Nuts, aka Matt. Hey yo, what's poppin', dude? What do? And oh yeah, you needed to stop earlier. All right,
Yeah,
because
Matt,
it kept
it's
going
that.
on.
Do?
And it's
Sorry,
well,
we're gonna try that
I'm
again.
trying to say things here. All
What'd
right,
it do?
and I'm also doing by. You're still doing it. You're still doing it.
What's still doing it?
Joined also by Circus.
Hey, I got off the side of the road.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
Tell us about what happened. You tweeted it out yesterday. I saw it. I didn't like or retweet because I disliked you as a person. But I saw it on my timeline, and it said that you broke down. Your car
Yeah.
broke down. What happened?
Broke down.
Well, I just got to preface this by saying 2019 has started off not in a very good way at all. I quit the Jewel. I threw my Jewel down a sewer to quit, and got a lot of hate for littering. Fuck you, I don't care.
Wait,
it's
really?
a sewer. Go fuck yourself.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, and I'm tempted to just buy another Jewel and then quit again and throw it down the same sewer. But I'm reeling. I am reeling with nicotine withdrawal, and it just hasn't been fun. And coupled with that, I decided to go to a New Year's after party the day after New Year's, and so I drove down, picked up my friend John, and just started driving. Fucking got through on the highway, and then I hit the gas to accelerate, and then I start slowing down, and I'm like, why am I slowing down? This is not the brake. I'm hitting the gas. And then as I'm on the road, I go from like 80 miles an hour to 60, and then from 60 to 30 on this fucking freeway, and I'm like, oh shit, the lights are turning off in my car, my battery's dying. So I had to go through 3 lanes of traffic to get to the shoulder, and I had to fucking pull over, and my car just shot itself, just completely fucking died.
Wait, 3 lanes of traffic? You mean you merged all the way to the center lane?
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Matt, what the fuck are you talking about? Fuck!
I
Tell a story.
I went all the way from the right to the fucking left, Matt.
Why?
It's
Why
not
not just
hard.
go off to the right?
Because there's nowhere to pull onto the right.
God, how does he not understand these things?
Oh my God, it's like you never driven a car.
Sorry about him, Swagger. Sorry about him.
Sorry. Okay, yes, it's a preface. Sorry if I'm snappy, man. I'm just not in a good mood. I'm not in a good mood at all. So the car breaks down, and I'm like, fuck, because it's 6 p.m. by this
Reinforce
point,
the
and
area.
it's fucking
Hostiles
dark,
regrouping.
and it's cold. It's 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm freezing my tits off in my car because there's no battery. The fucking car isn't on, so there's no heat. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta call AAA. And so I'm on the phone with AAA, and then I realize I don't have a AAA account because I forgot to renew it. So I'm sitting there like, oh shit, I have to buy into like making a fucking account with my debit card. And as I'm about to read my card number in front of my friend John, the fucking
He's untrustworthy, by the way.
no, he's all right, but he's just fucking, there's lights behind me, and I notice there's a fucking state trooper pulled up, and I'm like, oh great, a police officer. This makes matters much better, which it did. I didn't have any weed in my car that time. Because I was like, I don't want to bring my weed and fucking have my friends smoke all of it, so I'm going to be selfish and leave it at home. Which saved my ass, because a fucking cop came right up to my car. And it was funny, my initial thought was to open the door and greet him with the wallet in my hand. And I was like, no, that's stupid, it's nighttime and that's a cop, and I don't want to get shot. So I fucking just put my shit down and I put my hands on the wheel. He came up and he was like, so what's going on, buddy? And I said, yeah, my fucking car broke down. He goes, I see. He goes, I'll light some road flares and I'll call a guy to jumpstart your car. And then he lit road flares and he left. He didn't ask me for my license. He didn't ask me for registration. None of that. I guess he could tell I was already having it that day, so he just left it at that.
He doesn't tell you a wife, so.
Yeah. And my friend was white too, luckily, so. But yeah, the fucking guy comes 40 minutes later and
Keep the hostage safe. Hostiles approaching. Hostiles eliminated. Hostiles regrouping. Secure the hostage. Hostile insertion. Prepare to engage. Enemies left. Hostiles neutralized. Hostiles regrouping. Secure the area. Hostile insertion. Keep the hostage safe. Three hostiles left. Who has eyes on the hostage? The threat has been eliminated. Hostage hit by friendly fire. Need to get them stabilized. Friendly
Your boy is MVP. I is MVP, motherfucker. We did good.
It hooks up the battery to my car. The car starts, thank God, and then he goes, "Oh, your alternator's busted." And then as soon as he took the charging thing off my car, it shut off again. And then I had to wait 4 hours for a fucking tow truck to hook up my car. And then, yeah, dude, it was not fun. It was not fun
So
at
you
all.
sat in your car the whole time?
Well, what else was I supposed to do? Fucking cars were whipping past me.
Dude,
I wasn't gonna
dude,
frolic
must
on
be-
the freeway.
Yeah, that must have been some
scary.
Fortnite mobile.
It wasn't fun. And no, I wasn't playing Fortnite Mobile. I would have rather jumped into traffic than played Fortnite Mobile.
Oh man,
But,
what'd you do to entertain yourself?
I fucking just sat there and complained to entertain
Oh
myself.
man.
My friend had his vape on him, and I was like, oh, well, at least I have, nicotine, because I'm having a really bad time, right? Well, the joke's on me, because both of his vapes were out of juice. So it was just misery for 4 hours, and I got towed, and then I had to pay $100 for the tow, then I had to pay $600 for my fucking alternator, and then I drove home the next day, and that was that. And now I'm here.
So you missed the party at least.
Oh no, I got there late. We were supposed to be there at 8. Got there at midnight. Ordered 100 chicken McNuggets from fucking McDonald's and a couple of fries. And yeah, had a little McDonald's mukbang. I got a little stoned, played some Smash Bros, fucking enjoyed myself, and wrote lyrics for a rap song that we tried making. Really drunk and hot.
I think it's only a mukbang if you film it. I think what you're describing is just being alone.
No, there was 3 other people. There was 3 other people there. I couldn't finish 100.
So I ordered 100 fucking nuggets and played some Smash Bros and jerked off, you know. And a mukbang, as the kids call it.
But yeah, enough about my fucking terrible start to 2019.
Wait, now I'm confused. So you said that unfortunately your friend was out of vape. Was this before or after you quit the Juul?
After.
So immediately upon this, you were like, "Oh, thank God, at least nicotine's by my side." And the problem wasn't that you quit. The problem was that your friend's vape wasn't working or whatever.
Yeah, there was no juice. It was.
So if he had juice, you would have immediately just broken your resolution, just like that.
Yeah. You fucking kidding me? 4 hours in a car? I was reeling. I was going insane. You have to understand. It's been that week. We have to understand, dude. It's been a year of consistent, compulsive, habitual behavior. I wake up in the morning now. There's no Juul to grab. There's nothing. I check my left
Juul
pocket.
as soon as you wake up.
Yeah, dude. It's mint. It's like brushing my teeth, except it makes me feel good. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I stopped it. I don't fucking know.
Did you ever use your Juul during your sleep?
Did I ever sleep Juul? No. I'm afraid I've never slept Juul.
You always turn your alarms off in your sleep, so are you sure you don't like instinctively reach over and grab
I'm
the
sure
Juul
I might.
instead?
I'm sure I might.
Hilarious.
Dude, they should invent one of those like beer hats, the ones with the straws that are scroll down, but for Juuls. So you can just hit the Juul hands free.
And I was like, hey, I saw my mate's dad sleep on the couch with a ciggy in his mouth. I was like, how is the house not burning down?
That's real odd, dude, but thanks for sharing.
Hey, no problem. Hey, no problem.
Can we just dive into random childhood memories?
Let's do it.
I want to kill myself.
Alright, Toby, you start.
This one time, me and my friends snuck out to smoke weed and drink alcohol, and also to meet these fire bitches that lived near me. So it was like 3 a.m. and we were walking. Shut the fuck up, pussy. So we were